Well, hello again and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dee Garone. I am here to talk to you about a backyard wedding because oh my gosh, every single one of the weddings that I swear I have booked for like the next 3 months are in a backyard. Understandably so, considering it is the beginning of 2021 and all of 2020 has us shook. So everyone is trying to do a backyard wedding. Problem is, there's a few things that you're forgetting that generally are already existing or already part of a standard wedding venue. So there's a lot of questions to ask yourself. If you're planning a backyard wedding, are you ready? So as a fellow bride, DIY bride myself in 2020, in the midst of a pandemic, I planned a wedding. So I know a little bit about the trials and tribulations that come from planning a wedding. I'm also a professional wedding photographer in South Florida, and I am traveling wherever the borders are open. Now, just let me know if you need absolutely anything. I am here to help. If you hear some dinging, I have a new family member joining us in Villa Villaran, and her name is Hazel. Come, Hazel. Do you want to be in the video? Say hi. This is Hazel. Hi, Hazel. So, she's making a lot of noise today. You're a good girl. So, without further ado, let's get to work. So, planning a backyard wedding seems like a great idea, right? It's cost effective, it's easy, everyone already knows where you live, so why not host the wedding at a place you're already comfortable? There are only a few questions you need to make sure you're asking before planning a backyard wedding. If you have not checked out my video on what questions to ask your venue, that's a perfect starting place because it has a whole lot of questions that you should be asking yourself in your own backyard wedding. But more importantly so, it's kind of the springboard into this video. So this is getting a little bit more specific on a backyard versus a outdoor venue. For a backyard, there are some legal things first you want to make sure. Are you in a place where you need specific permits or insurance, or maybe your vendors need additional coverage or insurance policies to make sure to cover up in case the worst case happens? There's a lot of legal to it that you may not be aware of. You may not be able to put up a tent if the weather changes and you really feel like you're going to need one. It may not be zonable in your area. So make sure you're asking some of those legal questions of your city and making sure that, of course, you're doing everything by the book. Also, I'm going to want to talk with your vendors. So say you already have a caterer or a photographer. Pull them in, have them do a site walkthrough with you, especially a caterer, right? They need a place to set up, get ready, make sure that all the food is good to go. There are quite a few caterers who are now working out of their truck. So they've got all the equipment and everything they need ready to go, and you just have to provide them with enough space that they can cook for you on your wedding day. Same with a photographer. If you talk to me and say, hey, let's do a walkthrough, I'm gonna tell you, okay, you're probably better off with this area being where the ceremony is. Just because of the way the sun is gonna set, you're gonna have way too much sun in everyone's eyes if you're over here versus if you go over here, you're gonna have a really nice backdrop, and when the sun is setting, the lighting is gonna be perfect on this side. Whatever the case, talk with your vendors and have them do a in-person walkthrough. Something you may not even be thinking of is a flat surface, which sounds kind of funny, but not only do the dance floor and your tables kind of need a flat surface, but you don't want people tripping and falling as they're walking around, even just trying to go to the bathroom. So making sure that you have enough flat surface space or are able to enhance the landscaping to have the flat surface ready for the wedding. Things like electricity. If you're gonna have DJ booth and catering and lights and all of the spectacular, beautiful things that you plan on having at your wedding, most of them run off of electricity. Running them off of your power grid on your house may not work. And I know this only because I'm not an electrician, but my dad yelled at me plenty of times for overloading power strips with all of my camera gear, and I know that doesn't work. So get a generator, or even a generator with lights. That'll save you a whole lot on the back end and just illuminate the beautiful backyard, as well as give power to the other things you may need. Now you're gonna have DJ in the backyard, lights, music, dancing, loud people yelling and cheering and clapping and clinging their glasses because they want you to kiss. Did you tell your neighbors? You should probably warn them. You know, if you love your neighbors and they're great, invite them and tell them to party too. If they're not maybe that close to you and you don't want to pay for another plate, make sure you give them a gift or give them warning at minimum. Go say hi. Hey, this is what's going on. We're in the middle of a pandemic. I want to get married. So we're having some family over and we're going to party in the backyard. So I'm giving you warning that we're not going to stay past the crazy late hours, but maybe if you cannot mow your lawn at 6 in the afternoon on this day, because I plan on saying my vows and I want people to hear me, not your lawnmower. You know, things like that. Make sure that you are a good neighbor and just give warning. Everyone loves love, so most people don't have a problem, but you do want to give warning. Biggest and most important, who is helping you? Who is doing setup and breakdown? Doesn't matter if this is at a venue or your backyard, really. Making sure that you have someone to take care of the nitty-gritty will save you a whole lot in the end, because the headache and the stress that will come from trying to manage your day while trying to be a part of your day will be overwhelming. If you cannot afford a coordinator, and I will tell you, the wedding coordinator saved my life. I did everything DIY. I tried to make everything budget, and it would have cost me more. I would have been in my pajamas running around the venue trying to put everything together just because I wanted it to be cheap. So make sure that you hire someone or you really, really, really love your family. So the only caveat I have with family, most are happy to help set up, right? They're not doing anything in the morning. They may need a little bit of time to put on some makeup and heels, but other than that, they may be able to assist. But afterwards, most people don't want to hang around to break down and put everything in the trash and clean up. Most people are drunk and silly and just want to go home and sleep. So make sure that you are taking care of your guests and everything else after. So you may have to hire someone to help clean up after, and that's okay. That's where a wedding coordinator comes very, very, very in handy. So now I hope I helped you think of a few things that you might not have paid attention to when trying to plan your backyard wedding, especially lighting. As a photographer, I'm gonna put that one at the top of the list because not having enough lighting sucks in a backyard wedding. There's stuff that I can do to maybe help, but whew, lighting is a big deal. So I'm gonna leave you with that. I hope that I helped. I will see you next week. Adios. Subscribe and like me if you haven't already, because I'm coolio. No, I'm not. That was bad.